until he saw his wife leap out the window for a bracelet. The abusive husband finally began to panic. Seeing his wife unconscious after the fall, he collapsed to his knees in shock, and screamed for help like a madman. The suffocating fear of losing his wife finally made him realize he had always loved her deeply, but he had pushed her step by step into despair. Back in college they fell deeply in love. They were about to marry and had a child, but everything changed because of an accident. Her parents crashed into his family while drunk driving. He watched his parents and sister die in his arms. The wedding instantly turned into a funeral, and lovers instantly became enemies. He sent her parents to prison with hatred, but he still married her and dragged her home. She wanted to beg for his forgiveness, but his men pushed her to the ground. She lost her child that day, yet the man still walked away coldly. For 5 long years he tormented her, forcing her to atone for his family's death. On their wedding anniversary he grew crueler. That day was also his parents' death day. He prepared 99 cups of alcohol. He mocked that since her parents loved drunk driving, as their daughter she must also love to drink. She cried saying her parents died in prison from guilt. Was that not enough to repay him? But he thought it was far from enough. To hurt her further he found a scheming woman, a woman who looked much like his wife. He let that woman shatter a wine glass, and cut his wife's skin with the shards. Watching his wife suffer in misery, he pretended to care for the other woman, but years of torment had ruined her body. Still she wanted to do something for him. She crawled up a mountain on her knees, to get a lucky charm for his safety, but he ripped it to pieces coldly, and said he would never forgive her. He only had hatred for her, and she could never escape his control. The scheming woman overheard his words. She suddenly threw herself before the wife's car. He saw this and hated his wife even more. He cursed her parents for killing his family, and now accused her of trying to kill his lover. He refused to hear her explanation, and demanded she give her life for the scheming woman. When he learned the woman needed a kidney, he dragged his wife forward, saying they shared the same blood type. Use hers without hesitation, but no one noticed his tears. Later he stood silently outside her door, watching her in secret, but every time he thought of his dead family, his hatred consumed him again. He even gave his wife's mother's bracelet to the scheming woman without guilt, forgetting it was her parents' only relic. He vowed to destroy everything tied to her family, and threw the bracelet out the window, but he never expected his wife to leap out after it. This time he was terrified. He rushed downstairs like a madman. He begged doctors to save her, terrified of losing her forever. When told she only had broken ribs, he instantly grew cold again. He mocked her to her face, saying he only wanted her alive, so he could torture her longer. Their fate was bound to endless hatred, but his cruel words sealed his loss. Days later she bought a grave beside her parents. She even prepared her own portrait. The only thing left was their dog Pizza. She remembered he gave her pizza in their sweet days, so she would not feel lonely at home. Tears streamed down her face. She had already found Pizza a new owner, but before she could send him away, the scheming woman broke into her home. She ordered her people to kill Pizza. The wife strangled her in rage, but she was still too late. When the husband learned of this, he did not blame the scheming woman. He even said nothing of their love.